Hey, what do McFarlane figures have in common with your mother? They can both do with a wash. Forget about it.
Chill. Yeah.
Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying Model Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest action figure video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk toys. Let's talk about the nerdy news that you need to know about. It's the only news that matters. It's good news. And on today's show, AEW Implodes at their post-show press conference, the aliens are coming to FX, and Tony Stark died for nothing. But as you know, here at Model Behaviour, action figures always come first. Or sometimes not at all. So let's talk about them. First up, McFarlane DC have dropped a whole bunch of stuff as far as their previews are concerned. They haven't actually dropped them for release or anything, but here we go. We are getting a Flash speed metal Build-A-Figure wave. Don't know what the Build-A-Figure is. Only got two of the characters kind of dropped before our eyes. First of all, we got Jay Garrick. You know, I don't know Flash. I don't know nothing about Flash. Is it Wally West? Is it Bart Allen? Get out of here. But I do recognize this guy with the metal Flash hat. So he's like one of the original OG type Flashes. I don't even know. But it looks good. I will actually say, just from this one preview image, I like the layers that's going on in his costume. It looks like there's a lot happening here. But that's often a thing with McFarlane. There's a lot happening as far as sculpt is concerned, and then when it comes to the paint, it lets itself down a little bit. But just from this picture, he looks kind of nice. Then we've got Kid Flash as well, and yeah, again, the design looks kind of cool. I like all the white going on there. He's going to stand out on the shelf really nicely, but of course the proof is going to be in the eventual pudding when we eat our Flash dessert. I don't know where I was going with that. So yeah, stay tuned and we'll find out what the rest of the wave is and the eventual Build-A-Figure. But if you cannot wait to get a big chunky Build-A-Figure on your shelf, then it's okay, because you can always get the McFarlane Gorilla Grodd Page Punchers figure. And this one, I don't know. Look, their first Gorilla Grodd is actually one of my favorite random action figures. I think he looks resplendent in his gold armor, great sculpting. This, I do find when McFarlane go big, the amount of paint that they use to cover the figure stays the same. This looks, it looks cheap. It needs a wash. It needs more things to darken the parts that need darkening and brighten the bits that need to stand out. It looks plasticky. It has almost kind of a look, because the paint looks so basic, of like a cell shaded 2D kind of animation. Maybe that's what they're going for, but I don't think it is. I think that's being generous. I think it would just benefit a lot more from just some little washes that would bring out so much of this lovely sculpted detail that it's there. Because I'll admit, it is lovely. But as it is, I don't know. I don't think I'd want to spend $40 on it, which is what these mega figures retail for. This one, going to be coming out around about October time, and when he hits store shelves, you can judge for yourselves. And finally, for the McFarlane DC figures, they have also shown images of their exclusive, that as in like exclusive to the McFarlane website to order from, Hush Superman. So this is Superman from the Batman Hush story where he's being controlled by Poison Ivy, in case you couldn't tell, with the Poison Ivy all over him and the freaky look on his face. I think this is kind of a partial reuse of the Bizarro infected type Superman. I don't know. Why am I even trying to sound smart when I'm not confident about it? You might as well be like, hey Dave, what's 2 + 2? And if I was like, it's 4, you'd be like, he's a smart dude. But if I'm like, it's 4, maybe? So I don't know. Judge for yourselves. But still, it looks okay. It's definitely one for the DC completionists. But if you're one of those people, you can pick this dude up for about $20 around about October time. So there you go. Now, I can't find any more information about this figure besides one little picture that Neca dropped on their Instagram, and that is of their Eddie from Iron Maiden. Gosh, I almost said like Megadeth, Van Halen. Iron Maiden. There you go. So Eddie, the zombie mascot from Iron Maiden. Shall I say Iron Maiden one more time? Iron Maiden is getting a Egyptian type makeover, and I assume this might be from some album cover or something. I don't know music or DC or How to Love. So yeah, that's just one little image they've shown, and that's all I know. But hey, they're investing all that money into the Egyptian sculpts for their Universal Monsters mummy. Why not use some of those props for your Eddie? It could be good fun. When I find out more, I'm gonna let you know. Super 7 are going back to one of my all-time genuine favorite heroes of mine growing up, Bruce Lee. That's my little Bruce Lee there. Oh, I didn't just have a seizure or something, get a little trapped nerve in my neck. No, that was my Bruce Lee impression. Yeah, 2 of them coming out. They both look decent. The Bruce Lee likeness is it's a little, as Super 7 are oft to do, it's a little cartoonified, but not too much. Just so much that they don't have the Neca Uncanny Valley kind of thing. It's no, this is clearly a toy, an action figure, but it's realistic enough to have that great likeness where you're yeah, that's obviously Bruce Lee. So you've got the 2 different versions, both of which from Enter the Dragon. I think, of course, there's the classic, rips on the body end fight scene, and then also he's got his sort of formal clothes that he wears. Both of them look kind of cool. Again, Super 7, not really my jam. Actually, just buying action figures from human beings no, I like my fantasy characters. But still, if this is your jam, then you can pick them up for about $50 each round about summer of next year. So get saving. Oh, my neck. Sectaurs. Remember Sectaurs? I remember. Probably not many people do, but if you're in my age range demographic, then you may have a fleeting memory of Sectaurs. It was a cool gimmick, because it was typical He-Man style characters, but then they had these bugs that they would ride, and you would put your hand into a glove to be the hands of the bug or the legs of the bug, and then the bug sort of sat on top of your hand. It was a cool gimmick. So Nacelle Company are doing new versions of these characters to tweak at our nostalgia bone, and it doesn't do anything for me. That's all I'm saying. It looks too retro for me. They've perfectly recreated a figure from the 80s, and I'm yes, but it's 2022 now. I don't want to spend 40 quid on a figure from the 80s. But it's up to you. You might have a deep love for Sectaurs, and if you do, then that's great. Some more details. Let me just check my notes here. Yeah, they're going to be released, or at least Wave 1 is going to be released. So they're being sort of optimistic. Going to be released spring of next year. If they start to bring out some of the bugs, because those were the selling points, if they start doing that, then y'all may have my attention. Speaking of having my attention, Hasbro Star Wars Black Series doesn't have my attention, but it has some people's attention, right? You guys are out there, yeah? You still care about Black Series Star Wars? How you doing? You feeling lonely out there? Well, I got some more characters to keep you company. Do you wish you had a battle droid? Probably not. You've probably got several of them. Well, you can get another one, but that's not all. I bet you're wishing, why oh why have Hasbro not made any Stormtroopers? Well, they're making one just for you, and he comes with a bazooka too. So you can put him on. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm being so silly. I just really hate modern Star Wars. And that's coming out through my completely unbiased reporting. So these are going live at GameStop, part of their Collectors Fest. So it's a GameStop exclusive. All these other retailers are oh. So they're $27.99 each, and they're going to be shipping spring of next year. I'm sorry, feel free to unsubscribe if you're a Star Wars fan. You're thanks, Dave. Way to dump on everything I love. Now, just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. Storm Collectibles have shown images of their new Kano figure. And who's changed at Storm where suddenly they're able to do human-looking faces that actually look pretty damn dang darn good? Because whoever's responsible for it can of Coke to you, because Kano looks good. I think he looks decent. Not decent enough to properly pull me back into the line. I was kind of joking with the whole pull me back in thing. Nah, I'm okay. I'm stepping away. I'm walking away from the Mortal Kombat in my life. And it's fine, but this actually does look good. Full on Mortal Kombat 3 Kano. And yeah, so he's got the heart that he rips out. He's got the laser beam eye. He's got his daggers. Like it's kind of cool. It's Mortal Kombat Kano. It's what you would expect. Don't have a price yet, but they normally retail for like about $70, give or take. Do we have a release date though? Nah, nothing. I just got pictures. Let's take a look at the pictures. They look pretty good. Now, you guys know me. I'm not a Dragon Ball Z guy. I've heard nothing but amazing things about it, but it passed me by when I was a kid. We didn't really have it in the UK. Probably in some obscure satellite channel, but besides that, don't know much about it. But I've always been intrigued to pick up one of the SH Figure Arts characters because they just look cool. They look interesting. And this, I'm going to read the Dragon Ball Z SH Figure Arts Freiza second form. Alright, so this dude's going to retail for $90. And he's going to be shipping around about May of next year. I just wanted to read all of that off because otherwise I'm like, why am I going to say it to the camera and pretend like I know what I'm talking about? I don't. It's time to start being honest, alright? I don't even know what Frieza's first form looks like. How many forms does he have? Is this his final form? I doubt it. But still, he looks kind of cool. If you're a Dragon Ball person, then this one's for you. But one thing I can comment on is Spider-Man. And sticking with SH Figure Arts, they have shown images of their Andrew Garfield No Way Home Spider-Man. And the face likeness looks pretty darn good, I think. Kudos. That's very, very nice. I'm going to stick that in the thumbnail. Hopefully people are going to think it's a Marvel Legends release, and it will encourage them to click on the video. Yes! They will ultimately be disappointed, but I will get some more clicks. So yeah, that's how it works. The least I can do is be honest about it. It's not like I'm misleading you or anything. It's just, if you assume it's a Marvel Legend, it's not up to me to warn you. But still, this is going to be about $60, give or take. And he's gonna go open for, like, ordering September. Was it the 2nd? Yeah, it's the 2nd. It's already the 5th. You're 3 days late, guys. You better get on that. Sentinel have teamed up. We're sticking with Spider-Man here. Sentinel have teamed up. You can see I can just like rewind myself. Sentinel have teamed up with Big Bad Toy Store to do an exclusive release of their Miles Morales figure, but now in full-on translucent colors. And I just think he looks kind of cool and quirky. Let me give you like the proper name breakdown. It's the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse SV Action Miles Morales transparent version. So this dude is going to be $89.99. Let's just call it $90, shall we? All right, we call it like it is here at Model Behavior. Disregard the cent. It's a price rhetoric, okay? So he's going to be releasing in the 4th quarter of this year, which we're kind of like rapidly approaching, which is kind of scary because it's not scary, but I still have to like put together my top 10 figures of Q3, and I don't even know if I've still got 10 figures in total that I bought this quarter. It's been slim pickings in some regards. But yeah, I just wanted to cover this guy because he's translucent. He's pretty. That's always going to sing to me. And finally, for the action figure part of things, Neca have shown a little preview image of their next Gremlins 2-pack. And this is the tattoo artist 2-pack. And it just looks kind of fun. I love Gremlins 2. I love 90s Gremlins. And I would collect them if they weren't so freaking expensive. But at least with these action figures, you can see where all the money has gone. Such beautiful paint. The painting, McFarlane. Take notes, okay? This is how you do paintwork. Absolutely beautiful. Along with all the accessories, the sculpting, all that jazz. Gotta love Neca Gremlins. So cool. One day, I might just like pick up a 2-pack randomly. Just, treat myself. Going over to TV news now, and we have had the first 2 episodes of Lord of the Rings Rings of Power come out, and everyone was dumping on this show before it actually debuted. They were all like, oh, Lord of the Rings is gonna go woke, it's all rubbish, blah blah blah. Yeah, guess what? The show's actually pretty good, at least from this guy's humble opinion. 2 thumbs and an opinion, that's all you need. I enjoyed it for what it was. The first episode was a little bit slow, a bit sort of, this is the world, these are the people, and that's what you gotta kind of do. But I did feel it was like spoon feeding you a little bit. But then the second episode got rolling, and I'm like, okay, we're building up a little bit of momentum here. I'm kind of vibing with this. And speaking of vibing, like, it's easy to, because yeah, all the money that's been spent is there on screen. It's beautiful. Like, it really is. This could be a, AAA movie coming out. It's just, it's absolutely top notch. So bravo to all the teams who like put that together. I think the acting is good. I'm not going to be like, oh, it's great. We haven't had a chance for great acting yet. But it's all decent. I can buy into everyone that I'm seeing. And also there's some nice practical effects as well. It's a lot of CGI, but it's not as egregious as like The Hobbit, where I felt like I'm just watching a CGI movie. It might as well be Final Fantasy Spirits Within. Remember that dumpster fire? This actually feels a bit more like human beings, but you know that they're mostly on a green screen. I would love to see like some real sets. That's where Game of Thrones just like was so good, because it felt more real. And there are some bits of that in Lord of the Rings, but mostly it still feels a bit ethereal, I suppose. But there are some nice practical effects here and there when you spot them. But basically, 2 episodes in, I'm on board, I'm enjoying it. I don't love it, but I never did love Lord of the Rings. But now, I'm willing to stick around and see where this goes. Speaking of having my interest, Hulu have just shown a couple of kind of teaser images for their upcoming Aliens television show. Now, this hasn't even begun filming yet. They've just finished, like, all the scripts apparently are finalized, and filming will begin early next year. So it's still very much pre-production, but just the thought of an Aliens TV show on FX Hulu, like, that rings a few bells with me. That kind of mashes my potatoes. I'm interested to see where this goes, because TV shows can often do a better job with some kinds of storytelling than movies can. I mean, the last couple of Aliens movies, pretty disappointing for me personally. I liked some ideas, but on the whole, it didn't stick the landing. So if they can do an Aliens TV show and just these little preview images, just give you some flavor as to what they might be going for, and it looks kind of industrial, gothic kind of thing. Yeah, I'm very excited to see how this pans out. Next up, She-Hulk and the twerking controversy. Oh, goodness. I want to thank everyone who lost their minds over the last few days about how, the MCU is ruined again. No, She-Hulk is a fun show. And of course, when it was announced that Megan Thee Stallion is going to be on, everyone's like, what is this Megan the talentless, no reason, blah. I love watching people lose their minds over nothing. It was completely harmless. Just a fun bit of enjoyable nonsense. I've enjoyed She-Hulk so much more than some of the more pretentious Marvel stuff that's like, we have a message to tell, or we are espousing this great story. No, we're just having some fun. And sometimes it's nice to just switch on a TV show, have 25 minutes of fun, and carry on with my day. That's all I want. That's what She-Hulk is giving. Bring on more Twerking She-Hulk. And finally, I want to cover pro wrestling, but I need to go over to the pro wrestling channel, really. So if you are into pro wrestling, go check out Displaying Model Behaviour Wrestling. I can't even remember what I call the channel in it anymore. Model Behaviour Wrestling, that's what I call it. But everything's going bonkers over at AEW. They had their huge all-out pay-per-view this weekend, and that was a decent show. And then afterwards, CM Punk was talking all kinds of trash about the Elite and the Young Bucks and Hangman Adam Page, and real life confrontations coming to the forefront, and people brawling and arguing backstage, and the bloom is off the rose for AEW, basically. The honeymoon period is well and truly over. And it seems as though CM Punk, is he in the right? Is he a catalyst for all of this negativity? It's really hard to say, but man, it's fun to watch. So I'm going to break this down more on my wrestling channel, link in the description below. But just in the meantime, if you're interested, go and watch AEW CM Punk press conference. It's a lot. It's a lot. And folks, that does it for Good News for today. Thank you so much for watching. What do you think about the items covered? Comment below. Let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then you know what you gotta do. You gotta join the 6-1 clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, keep displaying model behavior.
Warm bloods, if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And also, go over to Patreon and throw some human bucks Dave's way. Or get yourself a channel membership. Yes, tasty. And go to Facebook, Instagram. All the links are in the description below. And if you're like me and you tear your clothes as often as I do, go buy yourself a Model Behavior t-shirt. And then tear through that and then buy another one. And Dave's gonna eat dinner tonight. Haha, lovely. Okay, bye.